this is Jackie Eby, and I'm here to answer a question if I think that God loves me more than Mother Teresa, or vice versa, God loves Mother Teresa more than me, and I do not believe that. I think God loves us all equally, and His love for us is never ending, and that's about the extent of the answer to that question, I think. I don't think He loves any of us any differently than anybody else. I think there was a second part to my question from Josh, and that was whether I feel like people that have passed on, if they are closer to God than I am right now. And I think in reference to Mother Teresa. And that I've not really thought about much. I think that, they're present with the Lord in that state, and they're with them and with Him in heavenly places. So possibly, Mother Teresa may be closer to God than I am right now on this earth. But in relationship, I feel like I can be just as close to God right here on this earth. So.
Whenever you're ready.
Hey Tatesbrook, this is Kevin Eby. Josh has asked me a question. His question to me is, does God love Billy Graham more than He loves me? And I've got to answer that with a story. When I was the father of a young girl, I think she was about 4, we were building a deck, and it was at the same time I was going to Promise Keepers, and I was telling some stories about evangelism. And Billy Graham talked about a story that he compared himself and Mother Teresa and the guy he was sitting with on the plane. And he said that God loved them all equally because of the great work and the great sacrifice that He paid for each of our souls, if it's just been one for us. So I've got to go with Billy Graham and say that God loves me equally as He does Billy Graham. And the story that I've got about my 4-year-old daughter Carmen is, while we were building this deck, I didn't build a very good foundation, and Jackie complained about it. It was only one 4x4 in the middle of a 12x12 deck. And so the deck was kind of like a trampoline, and Carmen was out there with a tool belt on and a hammer, and she was jumping on the deck like it was a trampoline. And she wanted to know on a cloudless night whether she could reach the stars. And I told her to try, and she just kept on jumping. She just wouldn't give up, and she never reached a star. And that's how hopeless it would be if we tried to reach God on our own. And yet God paid that great penalty to reach down and pull each of us up. And whether I'm Billy Graham or Mother Teresa or Carmen or just me, God paid that price. So I'm valuable.